Hello, everybody. How's it going? It is your girl, Liza Supreme of the Pink Diary. And tonight we're bringing you something special, very special. A few of us are on here, some very special people who I adore, and we're going to talk about self care tonight. Yes, self care, the importance of self care. How important is self care these days? Any day. What a year, 2020, the pandemic. I think it's very important. Well, I'm sure we probably got a lot of free time to ourselves, but still, self care is very important. Times to take a moment to yourself, pray, read, whatever, you know. But tonight, I want people to really express what self care really means to them and some things that they learn from their parents growing up that some of us may not have learned. Okay. So I have someone on here. Hello, Miss Marjorie. How are you? How you doing? Yes. So right now I'm waiting on some more people, but I have my favorite cousin, Jessica Renee, on the line, guys. How you doing, cousin?
I'm great. How are you, cousin?
I am great. I am great. I am great. Look, let's start out like this. Oh, you can tell us your name, where you from.
You want me to start?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jessica Linton. Sorry for the noise. My daughter's in the back. Jessica Linton, and I'm from Durham, but I live in Creedmoor.
Absolutely. Is that Kalia on there? Kalia, join the live. Hit the link I just sent you so you can join us on the live, sweetheart. Okay. All right. So that's Jessica Renee. I want to start out, Miss Jessica, with what are some things you learned growing up from your mom or women in the family that still stick with you to this day?
Oh, I think one of the biggest things is that family really matters, and you have to be there for one another. And as you know, with our family, we try to be there and to help take care of each other. Um, just it's about family and just being there for one another and taking care of one another.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you think that's a part of self care, just being a family, being together?
I think so. I think once you can take care of your family, you also need to learn to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes family can be stressful. And so you
Right.
need to learn how to sometimes just steal away and take care of yourself. I didn't see a lot of that when I was growing up. Of a family taking care of themselves. It was all about family, making sure your family was okay. Um, I didn't see a lot of that growing up, but as I've gotten older and have a family of my own, I realized that I have to take care of myself, because if I'm not well, I can't be well for them. So you have to be well for yourself in order to be well for others and be your best self. And sometimes you just gotta steal away. I have my moments where I have to tell my daughter, this is my time, or when they see me in here reading or praying or something, they know this is mama's time, because I have to put back in me, replenish myself, because we give out a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we also have Miss Kalia on the line as well. Miss Kalia, this is Miss Jessica Renee. She is my cousin.
I miss
Kalia
Kalia.
is from Kalia is from Henderson, North Carolina, correct?
Yes, I'm from New Jersey, but I've been out here all my life. You can see I'm from North Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And Kalia is the founder of our Motherless Daughters Facebook group. If you're listening, you can find her on Facebook. What are some other things you do, Miss Kalia?
I'm a lay counselor. I'm a spiritual lay counselor. I counsel grief counseling. I do suicide prevention counseling. I do uh, all types of mental health issues, but I do it in a spiritual way, um, praying, um, just really tapping into the inner being of you. So
Absolutely.
I really incorporate that a lot in my counseling. So um,
Mm-hmm.
I do that, and I have two other groups on Facebook. It's the 252 Mind, Body, and Spirit group, and I also
Mm-hmm.
um, my lake girlfriend group on Facebook as well. So
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So Miss Jessica was sharing what self care means to her, and she was talking about how families coming together, being there for each other means a lot, and that's a part of self care. Being able to enjoy your family and spend time with them, but at the same time, taking a moment sometimes, and backing away, and taking that moment for yourself.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening, grant StreamYard your access to your Facebook so that we can know who's commenting. All right. And stay tuned because the person who comments the most will get a free pop-up piece from me in the mail. Okay. We got a lot of jury up in here and need to get rid of. All right. So, cousin, you say self care to you when you take that moment to yourself. What is it that you really do that brings you peace, that feeds that hunger?
Well, you know, for me, God is my center. He is who I go to for everything. So it's my time away praying to him, reading my word, focusing on him, just getting connected with him is what gives me my peace and I guess fills me up when I'm empty. Also, I love to read. I've always that even when your mom was around, she would know reading kind of takes me out of, I guess it placed me in another place where I don't have to deal with the stuff that's going on. So reading has always been one of my go-to things that I just love to read. I'm always reading. I always have a book that I'm reading. So those are the two things that I love, love, love to do. And definitely number one is just focusing on God and growing closer to him.
Absolutely. Now, are there any specific types of books you read? Of course, the Bible, of course.
Right. Yeah. I love to read a lot of the Black Arthur books. Um, I fiction, romantic. I tried to get into some of the mysteries, murder mysteries, but they don't keep my interest as much. It can be a little gory. But I've tried to, focus on some of those. But I love a lot of Christian books, of course. Talking women talking about things that they've gone through and to encourage one another. Lisa Turkhurst is one of the people that I like to read her books. Priscilla Shire is another person. So anything that's going to build me up, and sometimes just romantic books too.
Okay, okay. Miss Kalia, what is self care? If you could put a definition in your own words, what is it? What is self care?
it's taking care of yourself. It's not a certain thing you can do for yourself, but just really take care of yourself. Now, I don't really put a time on how long you got to take care of yourself and how many days you have to do it for. I kind of just make sure that I incorporate that as long as you're taking care of yourself and you're taking that time out for yourself, that me time, that quiet time, and taking care of yourself also means that you're going to have to learn to say no.
Mm.
That
Well, it is November, and I've seen a lot of posts that says it's November. Learn how to say no.
yeah, it's kind of crazy because we take care of everybody else, but we really don't understand how to just stop and breathe. You know,
Mhm,
and I think
mhm,
that's very important, just to stop and reevaluate yourself, reevaluate like what's going on and how can you change it or what can you do to make it stay that way. So just really
mhm,
pay attention to your surroundings, and it really helps you learn and grow and really kind of meditate. It's really good.
mhm,
You really take time to yourself
mhm.
and meditate. Yes.
Now, what I want to know is some activities you guys would like to share with the people that you either learn from your mothers growing up, or like I said, women in your family or whoever, or maybe it's something you started as an adult doing. Because what I found is that even like individuals who lose their mothers or don't have parents, they don't get those experiences, where a mom, teaches their daughter, this is how you do this or this is how you do that. And I mean, me from experience, but I was blessed to be around a lot of different women and learn from each one of them. So, but that's just me. But some people just don't know; they have to learn on their own. So, Kalia, what's something that your mom taught you?
She taught me how to really be strong, really how to really be strong, and how to be strong in my mind as well as my heart and my spirit and my soul and my body. He was very, very keen on letting me know how much I had to be strong. And I don't, there was something that I didn't think I would ever be able to do is live without my mother. But she kind of taught me how to live without her too. I didn't really know it at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but now I realize a lot of things she did, helped me come to this place now where I'm at without her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cousin, what's something that Auntie taught you that still sticks with you to this day?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think what Miss Kalia mentioned about being strong, just being a strong woman, sticking up for yourself. Sticking up for yourself. Don't let people run over you. Um, I think just being strong and work hard. My mother really had some good work ethics. She worked really hard. Being a single mom, trying to raise me. Just work hard. Nothing in life is free, so you got to work hard for what you want to get. So I think working hard and play hard too. Have fun.
Right? Have some fun. Absolutely. Um, what about I'm trying to think of and give the people some activities that they may or traditions that they may not have known growing up. Um, how can I put it? Kalia.
Yeah.
So she taught you to be strong. That feeds the mental and the spirit. But what are
Yeah.
some physical things that you can remember doing, or that you saw your mom doing? Whether it was something like putting on her makeup or something.
Well, my mom was very natural. She didn't wear a lot of makeup. But one
Oh,
thing I
okay.
did, one, one thing I did notice about my mom, she was very strong-willed. She did everything on her own. And watching her do that made me feel like I can do anything. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
she interacted with people, how she really um, took time, and how she kind of like her traditions. I don't think we really had traditions in our household, except from just the regular birthdays and stuff like that. But me and my mom did
Mhm.
have something in common. We had butterflies in common. And,
Okay. Okay.
a lot of people don't know that me and my mom always had that love of butterflies. And one tradition that we had, she would always look at butterflies with me outside, and she would say, Kalia, you know, that butterfly, is going to be it's a beautiful butterfly, but you don't know what it took for the butterfly to get where it was, as a butterfly. She let
Mhm.
that thing, take time to develop and take time to really come together. And just like the butterfly,
Mhm.
you know, going into metamorphosis, So
Mhm.
that was one little tradition that I'm the only child. So it was just me and my mom. And she
Mhm.
created her own. So we really didn't have a lot of traditions, but the only thing I remember is about the butterflies. How to really,
Mhm.
look at when I always think about her, when I see
Oh,
her.
absolutely. Absolutely. I like that as well. I had a counselor at Hillside High School, had butterflies all over her office, but it meant something to her. Now, we don't want to get into idolism or anything, but it really meant something to her. And I think it was, how butterflies go, the metamorphosis part, resembling change, significance of change. And
Yeah.
it's okay. Change is okay. For me, I mentioned it last night in my live. One thing I remember about my mom that I share with other people. We were walking down the street in Walltown, Jessica. I remember this. I was a little girl, maybe like Lala's age, and I maybe the first time I saw a red bird. So we know North Carolina,
Hmm.
the red cardinal. But at the time,
Yeah.
as a child, I mean, I didn't know it was a North Carolina bird. So she said, "Oh, that's good luck. You have to blow a kiss and make a wish." And I have been doing that all of my life, blowing kisses at red birds and making wishes. And I don't know if other people do that, but I do it all because of my mother. And I share it with other people, and they start doing it.
Right. That's something we grew up
Uh-huh.
with. That's something that was always told us when you see a red bird, it brings you good luck. So that's something we grew up with. We don't know where
Oh,
it came from, but that is something that we grew up with.
so you were blowing kisses and making wishes too with
Yep.
her?
Yep. You see a red bird, you gotta make that wish because something good was gonna happen.
Oh wow! Oh wow! So can
Yep.
you remember any significance to you, cousin? Uh,
Um,
like the butterfly or the bird?
Nothing really like that, but I am an only child also, so it was me and my mom, but my uncle always lived with us. Well, yeah, basically all my life. My uncle Cubby lived with us. But I think one of the things that she did because back in the day, I don't know if you heard of latchkey kid. When you come home, your mom would be at work, so you'll be at home kind of like by yourself. My mom would always make my meal and leave it on the stove. And
Mm,
so I thought that was really cool that when I got home, she would have my dinner already on the stove for me to eat when I got home from school. But one of the traditions that I started with my family is that when we eat, we always eat at the table. We eat together. And when
mm,
some of my daughter friends come over, they were like, "Why you guys sit together and eat?" I said, "Because this is the time for us to talk about things, to share our day, to tell what's going on in our lives. This is our time for us to come together." So that just for my mom, even though she wasn't there, she was working because she did that 3 to 11 shift. She would leave my
mm-hmm,
meal, and when we would get together with my aunt Mary Lily and Kat and them, that was family time to eat, to cut up, to have a good time. So I tried to bring that tradition because back in the day, that's when we were always just Sunday dinner was the bomb at the branch house. We get together and have those dinners. That was just so special, and so I wanted to keep that
mm-hmm.
meals bring you together for some reason. It's about
Absolutely.
food. Food brings you together.
Now, I wonder why people don't do that anymore.
I know
I
it.
don't
They
know what
don't.
happened.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
I don't know. I don't know. All right, so I want to get into some other activities that we do, and I'll just start by something that I do for myself. Um, everybody, a lot of women in my family do hair, of course. And I had the pleasure of living in California. My aunt owned a hair salon. And I tell you, I got my hair done every Monday morning. Okay. I mean, it was like that was a tradition for me.
Oh
And I'm
wow.
sure getting your hair done is makes a lot of women feel good. So I don't care about hair as much because I did it so much growing up, but I try to keep my hair done. I'm really not into buying wigs and stuff, although I do wear them. I wanted to stop spending so much money in the beauty supply stores, but it's nothing like getting your hair done. But one thing I do that I would like to share with people, a good way to save money. Miss Wilma is on here. She knows I does this. Miss Wilma, how you doing? Is nails. So, and my aunt too, Taji, we do this. So there is little stuff like this you could buy at like your CVS or something like that. And this is if you like nails. A lot of people don't. Um, and they're just press ons. But I mean, they fell off. But like press on. Okay, but okay. So I was telling Jerry, and I'm like, my nails need to look nice on screen, and but anyway, the best way to put these on is to get a buffer. All right, and you want to buff the nails so that the glue will allow the nails to stick. And you can find them short. The Dollar Tree has them for $1, and they fit right on the nail. And you put them on, put the glue on there. But the trick to keeping them on for a week or so is to put a little bit of glue underneath the nail. And I mean, Miss Wilma will tell you they last me for a week or two um, when I do that. So that's something I like to do for myself as well. Kalia, what is an activity that you can pinpoint that is just something you have to do?
As far as traditions, you mean, or just
No, just in general, like now, like what's something that you do for yourself? Um,
I have to meditate every day. I have to meditate and I do my yoga every day. In the morning, I do my meditations. Afternoon, and before I go to bed, and that really helps, me sleep, and it helps with my mind and everything. It really helps to
but
meditate.
when you say meditate, I mean that's the same thing as praying, everybody. But how do you get into the specifics of how do you meditate? For someone watching this and they've never tried it, how do
Okay.
you really meditate?
Well, you have to have everything quiet around you. Turn everything off, the TV, radio. Sit in the room. You can sit on your bed. You can sit on the floor. You can lay down. But you want to just have that time to yourself, just to really just bring everything in and just really be silent to yourself and quiet. And you just close your eyes and you do your deep breathing exercises. You breathe in deep through your nose and out through your mouth. You do that a couple of times. And when you're breathing, your heart rate slows down and your blood pressure lowers a little bit. So it really makes you relaxed when you really focus on your breathing. So um, after you do that, you just get comfortable. You could light a candle. You could do anything you want to that make yourself feel comfortable. And you want to create a good space around you. You know, when you do
Yeah.
meditate. I said no noise at all.
But is it a difference like if you meditate in the morning and opposed to at night? Because I've always thought that the loudest thing on earth is quietness. Have you noticed that when it's quiet, it's really loud?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really, really loud.
That's everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had to black everything out. That's when you just turn your mind to like off and just really, really focus. And that's when you have to
Mm,
focus. When you have everything else coming in, you have to focus.
absolutely. Cousin, so if you wanted to leave someone with something, a piece of you, if the world was to see this day and you wanted the world to have a piece of you, what's something you would want them to do in detail? Like, what would they do?
When you say a piece of me, give me an
Hmm.
example, like a piece of me, like,
Like me doing the nails and she meditates. What's something that's Jessica and you would love for the world to try it as well?
ooh, that's a good question. I guess it's Miss Kalia. It's funny that you mentioned about saying no. I'm sorry, my dog nails barking. Somebody came in the house about saying no. I
Yeah.
went to one of our church members passed, and along I grew up in Walltown, and one of the members there passed, and so someone came up to me and asked me to be on another committee to help out again, and I said no. I can't. I said I'm stretched thin. I'm already a part of this, and she wouldn't take no for an answer. But I was telling my daughter when we were coming home, I was like, no, I cannot do this again or join something else. I have to say no. But if I had to leave a piece of me, I think during this COVID, it's helping me to focus on just loving people where they are. Um, don't try to change a person. Just love them, and tell people you love them as much as you can, because during these last couple of months, it has really made me, as Miss Kalia said, it made me get into a quiet space. I have the TV off a lot. My family may be looking at it, but it's just made me get into a quiet space, and to just love on your loved ones as much as you can. If you need to just call and check on people, the holidays are coming up, and this is can be a hard time for a lot of people. I think if anything, my thing is just trying to love on people, and especially my family. I pray for my family a lot. I pray for my family always. And I just want people to know that I love them, that there are people out here who love you, and there's nothing too hard for God, that God can bring you through any situation, anything that you're going through, because a lot of people these days are suffering, they're going through. But just to love on each other. That's my biggest thing. Just to try to love on each other and be an encouragement for one another. That's my biggest thing.
Encourage one another, love each other. Absolutely, absolutely. A support system is always great, no matter
Mm,
what it is you're doing. Um, I believe that's a part of the groups that we've created, right, Kalia?
Yes,
To offer
yes,
support in the community where a lot of people just need to hear a different perspective,
yes,
or encouraging word. I know my cousin Jessica posts prayers and scriptures on Facebook
yes,
daily. And you never know who you're helping. So
yes,
continue to do what you do.
yes,
Um, you just never know. And it could be one of those things years later, you never knew it. Someone runs across it and it helps them. So I love that inspiration. Is there anything else you guys would love the people to know about self care? One thing I did want us to mention before we go is, although we do these things for ourselves, are we teaching our daughters this stuff? You know,
that's yeah. Yeah, I
because
try
we
to I try to tell Lexi to take care of herself. Um to take just to take care of herself. She's gone through a rough patch probably about a year ago, and it was really rough for all of us, but thank God she's coming out of it. And just to learn to love herself, to
hmm
love herself, and to to just love herself. And life can be hard, life can be uneasy, but you got to learn to love yourself, and love on those who love on you.
absolutely, absolutely. Wow. Listen, so she's okay now, though, right?
Yes, thank God. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, you
Mhm.
tell her I love her, and that's right. Love
I will.
yourself. Hmm.
Yeah. One day she'll
That's
be
right.
able to tell her story. It's her story to tell, not for me. But one day I think she can be an encouragement for so many others. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. What about you, Kalia?
What I want to do. Okay, repeat the question again.
Okay. So, but you don't have any children, right?
No, no children. But if I did have a daughter, I would teach her
Yes.
how to really take care of herself and how to really um, be good to others and really put good out in the world and good will come back to you. Uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
be faithful and be grateful about everything that happens in the world, even though if it don't go your way, still be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Absolutely.
I had one, but yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, maybe we can do another session where we get even more into this, because I would like to, go into go into, how to take care of yourself as far as like physically.
Oh yeah.
We did a little bit of spiritual and mentally with reading, taking time to yourself, reading, meditating, like physical things like that. I want to get more into this topic because I think it goes a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I
I
think
I
so.
I know one thing I've had to make myself do with this pandemic. Like during the day, I would, or later on when I get done with work, I take my dog and we go walking. So that's my time to get out, to get some air and to talk to God, just to de-stress and everything. So we would go walk about 2 miles and come back in because you do have to take care of yourself physically as well.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. Um, Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that someone heard something that they can share with their daughters. Something that they can try if they never tried it. Um, and I think that I'm gonna reach back out to you too, and we can go a little bit deeper into this. Like I
Okay.
said again, and is there anything else you would like to leave us with? A prayer, anything? It's up to you.
Me? Uh,
Anyone.
well, I'll just leave y'all with this. I hope everyone have a great night and just love on your loved ones and just really live in the moment because that's all we have. And that's it. That's all I have to leave.
And that was
Yes.
powerful.
Yes, exactly.
Thank
Very powerful.
Yes.
Very powerful. I would love for my cousin to leave us with a prayer.
you.
Oh, okay. All right, you ready? Lord, we just thank you. We just bless you. I am so super proud of my little cousin Talisha. I thank you for ordering her steps, for just navigating her through this life, and for her just doing great things. I pray for Miss Kalia that you will continue to bless her in everything that she does, that you would just continue to watch over us, watch over our loved ones, and just help us to love on one another and to love on others, Lord. We just thank you for this platform, and may someone be blessed by something that was said. And may they know that self care is important and we have to take care of each other so that we can take care of others. We ask this in your mighty name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. You guys heard
Love
it.
you.
Elevate with love you too. With Liza Supreme and Jessica Renee and Kalia. Can you pronounce your last name again for me, sweetheart?
It's Paget.
Paget. You
Yeah.
heard it, guys. Thank you and have a blessed evening.
You
Good
Yeah.
too.
night.
See you. Nice
Bye.
to meet you.
I think you
Later.
too.
Bye bye.
Bye.